and then some really deep cuts on the mythology like we talked about when we talked about the casting announcements. So yeah, we're gonna just move on because I'll just keep talking Mortal Kombat all day. Hello, nerds. Sorry, I just clipped the audio, but whatever. It's a short episode today, but we have some pretty big stuff to talk about. I'm most excited about the movies and rumor section, and those are honestly the smallest sections for the episode. So definitely stick around to the end. But either way, I am Dustin. This is Generally Nerdy, and that is an intro. Okay, so real quick housekeeping. If you are following on Big Show Entertainment, then stay tuned for more movie reviews. If you are listening on Nerdy Legion, then my apologies because I'm about to plug something that is a visual sponsor, kind of. But otherwise, not a whole lot going on for housekeeping. Still trying out new gear. Turned out okay last time. I think I can make it better though. Gonna have to insulate some sound stuff, but we're trying some different levels and things. Anyway. So yeah, technical things aside, real quick, today's episode is brought to you by this is one of the oldest shirts I have up on the website, generallynerdy.net. But it is the Your Mom Thinks I'm Advertiser Friendly shirt. Those of you watching can see the shirt. It's quite lovely. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Super awesome. I think I'm clever. Anyway, you can go find that again over on the General Stores page on the generallynerdy.net website. All of that being said, that's all we have for housekeeping, so let's get into the news. Jumping into music news, we have a couple of new videos to touch on. No follow-ups, no any of that stuff. But we do, like I said, have some new music videos. First up is a band that I honestly only heard of because of this music video, and it is Once Human. The reason I have heard of them because of this video is because the song is featuring Rob Flynn, vocalist and guitar player for Machine Head. So you can find a link to it in the description. The name of the song is Deadlock. It is from the record Scar Weaver that will be out in February of next year. Our next video, and our only other video that we're talking about in today's video section of the music portion of the news, is from Motionless in White. This is just the most recent video from their Thoughts and Prayers. I'm sorry, from the Disguise record. The name of the song is Thoughts and Prayers. Haven't done that yet. Real quick though, the reaction videos are going to make a triumphant return this weekend. So over the course of the next week or two, there will be some reaction videos going live because the Mortal Kombat trailer dropped and I haven't watched it yet, and I'm really itching to do so. So because of that, I'm going to do Mortal Kombat and then a bunch of music videos. I'm going to try and knock out at least 5 music videos, but we'll see what time permits. Anyway, so that out of the way, those are the music videos that we're talking about today. We do have a couple of tours that have since been announced. First on the list is the ever so awesome Gojira has announced a European tour starting in Helsinki, Finland, January 17th, obviously, of next year, and going till March 14th in the UK. They are going on tour with Alien Weaponry as well as Employed to Serve. Our other tour that we're talking about is Stabbing Westward, 90s industrial stalwarts. They are touring September 24th through October 24th, so just approximately 2 months, almost exactly. And that is all we really have there. I couldn't find support for that or anything, but that is all we have for the touring section. So in brand new news, we have an interesting piece from Of Mice and Men. They have announced that they have an official partnership with Twitch. They have done a couple of noteworthy things throughout the course of lockdowns on Twitch, so that kind of has led into this partnership. Those things that they've done, they did 2 EPs during lockdown that they wrote while streaming on Twitch. So they now have a partnership where they're going to be regularly streaming on Twitch 4 days a week. It was Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 11 a.m. Pacific time in the States. I don't know how that translates across the world, but Pacific time is New York time. Really interesting. I'm really interested to see how bands are going to capitalize on all of this new media. This seems to be a great way to do it. Dragon Force already has a similar thing going on, but I don't know if they're officially partnered with Twitch. Either way, it's awesome. We're moving on. And our final piece of music news has to do with Anthrax. And Anthrax news, drummer Charlie Benante has said that the new Anthrax record will be out sometime in 2022. That's all we've got for an update there, but very interested to see what the dudes in Anthrax are going to be bringing to the table with the new era of music, as everybody is so starving for new music now that lockdowns and such are ended. So we will be keeping tabs on that. That, though, is the end of the music section. Let's get into gaming and tech. This is actually much more tech-based this time. We do have a couple of gaming news. First up, we are talking follow-ups, and that's where all of our gaming news comes from. And the first piece in follow-ups is Dead Space. It has been officially announced. As far as I can tell, I didn't see it directly from the studio that's developing the game because I think there's still only been the announcement that the game's existing. Either way, we have reports from multiple sources saying that the next Dead Space game is not going to be a continuation, is not even technically going to be a reboot, but an entire remake of the first game. So going forward on new generation of consoles, we're going to get a new generation of survival horror, which kind of is, after playing a little bit of Dead Space 3, I can see why this was chosen. This was the direction they chose. I don't necessarily agree that it was 100% necessary, but I don't make games, so we're gonna keep moving on. Our next piece is our only other gaming piece, and it is a quick update for Mortal Kombat 11. Mortal Kombat 11, it was announced just this morning that no more shall it be supported from NetherRealm. NetherRealm has officially moved on to their next project 100%. What that next project is, we still don't know, but we do know that there will not be that promised Combat Pack 3, which sucks. But it is what it is, so we're continuing on. Our next update, follow-up, whatever, has to do with TikTok. And this is actually something we reported on a few months back. TikTok has officially extended the length of the videos that you can upload to the service. It has gone from just 1 minute maximum to a 3-minute maximum. So 300% more of what you could do before. That's pretty crazy. That's all we have for that. So let's move into actual news. And actual news, we've got a couple of tech things, and they're both new social media, both new platforms, I guess is more appropriate. So kind of under the radar release on Sunday was a platform known as GETTR, GETTR. It is the quote-unquote new free speech platform, structured very similarly to Twitter, surprisingly. I haven't done all of the research to get, all of the really nerdy bits, like how long of a video can I upload to GETTR, and how, all of that. I've only kind of just scratched the surface, but so far looks very, very similar to Twitter, and there's a couple of noteworthy things here. Like I kind of said a moment ago, it is the quote-unquote free speech platform, kind of like Parler claimed to be, though this one seems to be much more well-regulated. That being said, only time will tell what happens here. But the other really big noteworthy thing about this is who developed it. This was developed by ex-Trump spokesperson Jason Miller. That is right, ex-President Trump spokesperson Jason. So his personal spokesperson, I don't think it was spokesperson for the president necessarily, but his personal spokesperson had to relieve himself of Trump duties in order to do this. But It seems pretty interesting. We will be keeping tabs on this. You can actually probably, if you, by the time this gets posted, I will imagine that I will start posting stuff there just because it's a brand new platform. We'll see how it goes. So look for Generally Nerdy on GETTR. In that same vein, the next new platform that we're going to be talking about is a platform called Fanbase. This one also has a very noteworthy creator CEO in Isaac Hayes III. So Isaac Hayes, the musician, was Isaac Hayes Jr. or the second. I can't remember. It's not in the notes because I take amazing notes. But Isaac Hayes, the musician, the one that we all know and love, the yeah baby, that guy, his son, Isaac Hayes III, has a new platform called Fanbase. Fanbase is it seems like a very creator-centric platform that has not officially launched just yet. It is in the beta phase, so if you are a creator, then you can sign up and hopefully be chosen to help them test it out on the beta and start gaining fans on Fanbase. The noteworthy thing here, aside from the creator, is that they are going to allow monetization on every creator's post. So you don't have to go through the same hurdles that you do on other platforms. I'm looking at you, YouTube. But because you do have to be selected as a creator on their platform, there is still a little bit of gatekeeping, which is a good thing because you can't just have any Tom, Dick, and Harry posting their content on wherever they want and trying to make money on it, because then nobody's going to make money. So kind of an interesting back and forth. We'll see how that one pans out. And I have, yes, already signed up to hopefully get a spot on the creator platform. So as that develops, we will be keeping tabs on that as well. I will be keeping you abreast of all of the information. That being said, that is what we have for gaming and tech. Comic books and books. We again only have one piece, but this one piece will probably keep me talking for a few minutes. So, the piece we're talking about is the introduction of another new Batman villain. This time in Batman Urban Legends number 4. So, the name of this villain is Cheer. As in, like, yay, I'm happy, I'm going to be cheerful. That is the name. And he's got a very familiar, though slightly different look. He's just a painted smile on his mask and on his cloak in the images that they have released from the comic. And you can, the comic is on shelves right now, so you can go read it. I have yet to read it myself. I've only seen the reports on the new villain and kind of a couple of different breakdowns of who this villain is. So it's just on the surface, so far, this new villain seems like he's some sort of weird amalgamation of the Joker and the Scarecrow in that he deals with. He is a drug dealer is kind of how he's being billed. But also his drugs, like there's chemicals where they can target specific people, but they go out into the mass populace. Just very, everything that has happened as far as new Batman villains for quite some time has seemed super derivative. The last new villain we got was Punchline, who is a kind of a weird amalgamation of Harley Quinn and Joker, which is like kind of redundant to say. But so now we have Cheer, and it's more of the same. Yes, I understand that Joker is the be-all, end-all of Batman villains. He is the pinnacle of the rogues gallery as far as Batman is concerned, because he is effectively the other side of that same coin. Batman is an agent of order. Joker is an agent of chaos. Batman is dark and muted tones. Joker is colorful and all kinds of crazy bright. You know, all of these things we understand. This new villain, while his look is a little more Halloween-esque in its colors and such, it's still Joker. It's still Joker with shades of Scarecrow. So already villains we have established. I mean, Ghostmaker was a contender for a second, but he's technically a good guy. So it's a weird, and he's derivative of Batman. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm going to pass this off to my brethren who read the books much more frequently and much more fervently than I. So any of you out there, or any of you, I'm going to be putting this section on the Comic Talk feed so that I can get the guys over on the other podcasts to join in on this conversation. Let's get on the Twitters and talk about, is this something that is needed? Should we be expanding the Rogues Gallery while not actually expanding the Rogues Gallery just for, you know, quantity over quality? Or I personally would rather, if we're going to introduce a new villain, have that new villain be a unique take on villainy in the world of Batman, not just kind of a rehash and amalgamation of a couple of other villains. Just seems like a waste of my reading time. So yeah, let's have the rest of you guys chime in. Let's get on the Twitters. Let's push the social media conversation. All of that being said, that is all we have for comic books. Okay, so TV streaming, movies, and rumors all honestly are going to be very short. So it's part of the reason why I'm including some extra pieces for the other outlets. Either way, this is what we have for TV streaming. It's mostly follow-ups. We do have one, it's all follow-ups, sorry. So our first follow-up is the Alien series that's coming to Netflix that we've been talking about. It was just made known by Noah Hawley, series creator, showrunner, whatever you want to call it, that this series is going to not only take place on Earth, which therein lies one issue, but is also going to be an examination of social inequality or income inequality, and like check boxes for issues that really... Science fiction is a wonderful vehicle. I'm gonna go off on a little tangent. Science fiction is a wonderful vehicle because you can analyze things from a different perspective, and have it be reflective on current times, today's whatever, in multiple ways. Alien, though, the franchise, the property of Alien, the xenomorphs and whatnot, has never been one that is a great way to examine these kind of things. And also, anytime that we see too much time spent on Earth in this universe has always been a dramatic miss in the franchise. I don't know of any of the movies or anything that have to do with the Alien franchise that deal with Earth, specifically the AVP movies. Technically, the most recent Predator movie is in that, and then the second, with the exception of the Predator solo movies, even though the most recent Predator movie was kind of garbage too. But anything that has a xenomorph on Earth has never played well at all. So that is probably my biggest issue, because I 100% think that if anyone can do something awesome with something politics-wise that I don't necessarily agree with, it's gonna be Noah Hawley. But Alien is not a vehicle through which those kind of inequalities, those kind of issues is well examined. It just seems more like a cerebral property to me. It's more of a... if I had written a script for the episode, I'd be able to say this better, because I'm just flying by the seat of my pants. I can't get behind forcing an idea into a property that does not harbor that idea well, I guess is a accurate way to put it. Is it possible that this can be examined in a way that makes you kind of take a second look at the things that it's looking to bring to light? Absolutely. It's going to be a very difficult task, though, and I will just leave it at that. And we're going to move on to our next follow-up. Next, we're talking about Smallville. Just a real quick correction from the last episode. I said David Rosenbaum. The hell was I thinking? Michael Rosenbaum is the guy who played Lex Luthor, is also one of the, it seems, because we don't know the official structure of it yet, but seems he's going to be producer, showrunner, and voice for the animated series that is coming to the CW. So I'm a dummy, and we're moving on. Our next piece is a real quick follow-up on the Last of Us series over on HBO. They have moved into the principal photography phase, so we will be seeing through the interwebs and such, we will be seeing set photos and stuff that we're not necessarily going to cover on the show unless something major develops. But yeah, just so you know, we are in that stage for the Last of Us series. So let's move into the next section for this, and then we're going to be done, and that is the trailers section for TV streaming. We do have two notable trailers. First up is Yellowstone, the Paramount Plus series, or the Paramount series, I guess, will be coming to Paramount Plus. Paramount is doing a 4th of July binge watch. If you want to catch up on the first 3 seasons of Yellowstone, you can do that. You can follow the link in the show notes in order to see this trailer. And yeah, pretty freaking awesome. I'm a huge fan of the Yellowstone series. I think Kevin Costner is doing wonderful things over there, but that is what we have for that. Moving to our next trailer in the end of this section, and that is Walking Dead Season 11. The final season for the mainline series is coming, and we just got our first trailer. Go check it out. I have a little bit of catching up to do because I haven't finished Season 10 yet, but I will get that done before the launch of Walking Dead in August 22nd to be specific. That being said, that is everything we have for TV streaming. Movie section is ever so brief for today, and that is because we only have one thing, and that one thing is a trailer, and that trailer I have yet to watch, because I am definitely going to be doing a reaction video for this. Generally Nerdy YouTube channel is where I do all of the reaction videos. Like I said in the intro, I will be dropping a bunch of them over the course of the next 2 weeks. Hopefully I can get approximately 5-6 reaction videos done this weekend, and yeah, we can get that going. Anyway, Mortal Kombat, the Battle of the Realms, the new animated series that's coming out in August, just dropped its first trailer, and I am really itching to watch it, but I have not watched it. I have definitely seen some screen grabs from it because you kind of can't avoid pictures on the internet when you're going through the social feeds, but you can avoid videos, believe it or not, and I have yet to watch it. So, that being said, I'm sure it's amazing. I have heard that there is a lot in this trailer that maybe spoils some things. I mean, not that this is really going to be treading any sort of new ground for Mortal Kombat fans, because this is just retelling basically the second and third tournaments, I would imagine. Somewhere, judging by the screenshots I've seen and the characters involved and the little bit of synopsis I've heard from the storyline, that we're going to be getting the second tournament, the third tournament, and then a little bit beyond that, and then some really deep cuts on the mythology like we talked about when we talked about the casting announcements. So yeah, we're going to just move on because I'll just keep talking Mortal Kombat all day. And Rumor Mill. Rumor Mill, I honestly didn't dig as hard as I should have because it was so hard to find things that were worth talking about in the other sections. I apologize, but it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot going on anyway from the bit of digging I did do to find some rumors. So we only have one rumor for this section, and that is a gaming rumor, and it's kind of huge. Kind of a gigantic rumor should it pan out. And that rumor is that Hideo Kojima and Kojima Studios, his production team, are signing a deal with Xbox, with Microsoft Studios specifically. Not like an exclusivity deal necessarily. Definitely not something where Microsoft is going to buy Kojima Studios, because, oh man, I can only wish. But they are, at least according to the rumor, signing a deal that says the next project that Kojima Studios puts out is going to be in correlation with Microsoft Game Studios, and that, my friends, is pretty amazing. It does come from a very, very reputable source. Actually, two very reputable sources talking about this. So partially because I'm super excited about it and partially because of how reputable the sources are, we're putting this one 80%. 80% likelihood I am putting almost all of my chickens into this one basket, saying that the next Kojima Productions game is going to be in correspondence, some sort of meshing with Microsoft Game Studios, and I cannot be more excited unless it was like Kojima joining up with Ed Boon to do, oh man, how crazy would that be? Kojima, Ed Boon doing a story-based Mortal Kombat action-adventure game? Oh, that would blow my mind. Anyway, that is all we have for rumors today, nerds. And that actually is the end of the episode. What did I miss? What should we talk about in the next one? Let me know in the comments down below. If though you want to go deeper in the conversation, jump over to the website, generallynerdy.net, patreon.com/generallynerdy to support. And remember, today's sponsored shirt is available in the general store tab on the website, generallynerdy.net. So go get your mom thinks I'm advertiser friendly shirt, all of the things, all of the stuff. Thank you very much, nerds. If you're falling behind on your nerd news and you want to catch up, you can click or tap one of the boxes right there to the right of my face, left to me, but right to you. All of the things. Thank you very much, nerds. Before we go, always remember, it's generally nerdy. It's probably here.